Most of the things that we learn in school aren't obviously connected to anything that we would do with the things that we've learned in school. One of the things that I do with the stuff that I've learned in school is talk with my peers about how strange it was that seemingly only our school had that particular approach despite how beneficial a skill was. One example that I can reference that is going to be widely understood by at least population, like a population, is the Project Lead the Way courses that were offered in my high school. And a few high schools taught this as well, or I should say they offered the curriculum. And these were so helpful for me because of how many dimensions of engineering were just casually introduced. And part of the concept was that each subsequent grade would build on the knowledge that the. Ooh, I need to start that one over. The concept was that each subsequent grade would build on the knowledge that came before it. And that doesn't really work in an increasingly complex society beyond the pace of human development. Now we have technology that becomes so much more complex than humans can develop alongside in some dimensions, and in others, humans are going to do what humans have been doing for eons. I don't know if an eon is a realistic time span in human history. I actually don't remember how long that is. Humans have been developing this way for as long as humans have existed, alongside technology with culture that develops alongside fire. So the modern technologies that we have access to today are like fire. They're like we've invented a new fundamentally civilization changing technology. The original thought before I started recording this was the idea of playing an instrument as having the capacity to navigate a very complex supply chain that ultimately becomes somewhat mundane in the life of a new human. I started playing the French horn in fifth grade, which was when I was, let me see, that was almost 20 years ago. Almost 20 years ago. And I played it until freshman year. I think freshman year was the last band class that I took. I definitely remember playing through middle school. And the memories from middle school that stand out were marching in the band. I remember growing with my French horn and eventually being able to carry it like it wasn't a big instrument to me, and learning how it felt to play notes and have them sound bad until I practiced getting the tone right. That specific feeling is how it is going to feel interacting with modern technology. Before, I didn't have a way to describe these experiences because there's this strange expectation of canonization where someone external recognizes, finally, you specifically have developed enough skill to be like, this is part of your career now. Because you have developed this skill or awareness, you are a painter, for example. You can only say that if you've been doing this degree of talent exploration or whatever. It's been hard to talk about my experiences playing the French horn because they mostly passively interact with all of the concepts that I imagine. Somehow, the idea that I can start off bad at something and eventually develop skills towards a point in infinity where I'm not going to be the lead French horn for most symphonies, especially the top ones. But I do know that it is possible for me to get better at playing the French horn. With these image generators or large language models, there are a set of skills that we're just becoming aware of. We are in the stage where we're playing each instrument and trying to figure out which one we're going to stick with through middle school. There are a few different flagship models that each AI company is promoting. And it isn't up to me. Well, I can't in this video give you a meaningful description of the nuances between these models. But if you imagine being able to paint a picture with the expressiveness that you've embodied by exploring the details, the depths of nuance around these spaces, you might be able to feel what it felt like to gradually learn the French horn. So, if you're nervous about where we are with technology, please keep in mind that we're just starting off. We have a few more years until the next Olympics, and fundamentally, the Olympics is going to be about athletes, and athletes, the ones that play in the Olympics, are human. Perform, maybe. So, at the very least, your relationship to the Olympics is something that you can describe meaningfully over the course of the amount of time that a middle schooler would learn to play the French horn. If you want to, you can go out and get yourself a French horn, and as you're learning how to play this instrument, you can ask ChatGPT to give you a new challenge in learning an ecosystem of AI tools. And in separate threads, there are going to be AI personas that have varying degrees of public support. I saw on Twitter a couple days ago or yesterday, time on Twitter is so weird. There was something about VTubers, and those are digital celebrities. There have been digital celebrities for a while now. Now there can be more. We probably won't care about all of them individually because it's hard to care about all of the celebrities that exist today. And also, the definition of a celebrity has changed a lot since we've had the media that we've had access to. All of this is to say that you develop a relationship with the media that you engage with. I like to paint, I like to draw. I've enjoyed playing the French horn, and I miss the drum. I miss my drum. Perhaps soon we will be able to share time meaningfully together. A snare that I got from a local music shop. Anyway, I'm probably going to post the audio for this on TikTok and then make a separate video later for my Patreon, and in a month or two, maybe upload it to YouTube. I don't know. For the most part, I've said everything that I have to say about the kinds of things that I would recommend people my age do to develop their careers. It's going to be different for every person, and with that in mind, I hope that the stuff that I've made has been useful. I do got to focus on quality though, so I am going to be doing that Patreon, in the Patreon ecosystem. Subscribe there. Cheers.